Hey, this is WhyBeAre with BeamNG.drive, and today we're going to be taking a look at a mod called the Toyota Camry, based on the Toyota Camry. All the thumbnails for this are just the text for the vehicle we're going to be choosing, so we'll start with the one that's already selected, which is the 2.4A, which means it has a 2.4-liter inline-4 engine and an automatic transmission. And you probably already know what a Toyota Camry looks like, considering it's consistently one of the top-selling cars throughout the entire planet. But if you have no idea what a Camry looks like, yes, this vehicle does look like the real-life Toyota Camry. The only thing it's missing is the signature Toyota Camry dent. But we can add one of those later on. We can also take a peek on the inside of this thing. And there are a few minor differences between this and the real Camry, but it is close to the real interior used for the Camrys of this time period. One thing I really like, and I don't know if it's actually accurate, is the fact that the handles up here are actually wood-grained. Because now not only can the driver be gripping wood grain, now the passengers can be gripping wood grain as well. I wonder how much it actually costs to make the plastic look like it's wood grain. And every version of the vehicle comes with a sunroof, but as far as I can tell, you can see absolutely nothing through it. It is a very dirty sunroof. And I always wish, what if there was a vehicle that had sun visors that could flip up and down? Like, it'd be one of those little details that'd be a pain to implement, and it would be totally not worth it, but it'd be cool, I bet, if they actually did it. And as you can see, buckle not clicked in. I like to live dangerously. If we get in a crash, we're getting hurt. You can also see behind us a little bit and see those rear seats. Really not much to talk about there, so let's go ahead and go back outside. And we'll go ahead and do some driving. Now, by default, this thing has electronic stability control on the normal setting, which makes it a little less fun to drive, because you try to do something around this corner, electronic stability control slows you down, saying, no, you can't slide. So if you want to slide, you can go ahead and change the sport mode, which allows you to slide a bit more. As you see right here, I'm sliding around that corner and able to maintain more speed. But if it's still limiting you too much, guess what? There's another setting you can do. That is the drift mode. Yes, the red icon on the electronic stability control in the bottom right corner of the screen is drift mode. Can you imagine going and buying just a normal Toyota Camry, super base model, nothing fancy about it whatsoever, and then it has a drift button just cuz? That'd be so funny. But anyways, with the drift mode, you can slide this thing even more than before. The drift mode actually feels pretty close to no electronic stability control whatsoever as you actually drive it. Sport mode feels like it has some assistance there to make sure you don't do anything too stupid. And then regular mode is like, hey, I bet you don't know which way to turn the steering wheel if you have some understeer or oversteer or anything like that. So we're going to make sure that doesn't happen at all. So my personal preference is usually just off because it gives you more fun. If I'm actually trying to race really hard, I'll probably put it to sport mode just because there is the likelihood of me sometimes making mistakes when I'm driving too hard. But for this one, since it's so slow, I don't really have that fear. Like, I would have to be doing some really stupid stuff with the e-brake to actually get into trouble with this thing. So let's go ahead and try to get into the air a little bit. I see a bit of a bump right there. There we are. Air time and crash time. Got a little bit of damage in every part of the vehicle. We're going to go ahead and take a look at things real quickly, although it's a little bit hard because there's a fence right there. Does it still drive? Can we back it out? Well, I'm trying to go in reverse and nothing's happening. Do we got forward? No, it is dead. So let's take a look at it right here. Even though it's not the best camera angle, you can still see a pretty good amount of the vehicle. So you can see that fender right there looks all right. How about this side? Not too much damage there. A little bit to the rear door, which looks okay. And how about the back with the trunk and the bumper? Those both look fine. They're a little bit shifted out of position, but not too damaged at all. And we can go ahead and take a look at another Camry. So we also have the 2.4 in a manual transmission. I'm not going to look at that one because it is identical except for the transmission. Now there's a 2.5 automatic transmission, which seems kind of weird. Why would you have a 2.4 liter inline 4 model and a 2.5 liter inline 4 model? Are you going to really notice the difference between those two? The answer is probably not. So why are there two versions that are nearly identical? Because in real life, this vehicle started with a 2.4 liter engine as the base version, and then in 2010, that engine was changed to the 2.5 liter version, which did make a little bit more power, but again, not a huge difference. In the game, the 2.4 liter takes 8.6 seconds to get 60 miles per hour. This one takes 8.3. So not a significant upgrade, but it is an upgrade nonetheless. Also, this is how you make a garage if you need one. You just slam into your house, and hopefully you'll end up with a garage where you can park your car when things are over. Go ahead and get this to full speed. We'll take a look at the damage. The hood and the bumper are just kind of relaxing over there by the wall of the house. And actually, it's a little bit hard to tell exactly what's going on because the pillar has consumed some of the car. But from what I can see, I don't see anything really out of the ordinary here. The roof has been dented in some, but if you look at the crash, I'm sure it actually did hit the roof quite a significant amount. So let's just go ahead and reset this. And now we're going to try to do a crash that's a little bit easier to tell if it's realistic or not, because when you're flying through the air and you hit the car in 3 different places all at once and you don't even know how fast you're going, that's kind of a hard crash to use as a reference. But if you do a simple crash where you just slam into a wall that's straight ahead of you at about 40 miles per hour like we did right there, that is a very easy crash to see how realistic it is, because with a car like this, you can go online, you can find footage of the car crashing pretty much just like that by the IIHS, and you can kind of compare the two and see how they compare. So looking at the IIHS footage and this one side by side, you can see quite a few similarities. For example, everything after the hood looks pretty much undamaged. Like you look at the doors there, they look okay. And you look at the back there, of course, you're not going to see any damage there. The doors on this side, they also look pretty much undamaged. And then how about the front right here? That's the part that's hard to really have a reference for, especially the part behind the bumper. How much bend should really happen there? I'm not sure. But the fender and the hood, those actually look spot on. I think the 2.5 liter might be a little bit too fast for me considering how much I'm crashing it. So let's go back to some 2.4 liter versions like the road construction one, which comes with an amber light bar and a tow hitch. And if you give me a vehicle with a tow hitch, you know I gotta try it out. So we're gonna go ahead and try to tow the travel trailer behind us and see how well that does. I'm a little bit concerned, to be honest, though, because this is the weakest possible engine you can get. It is just the 2.4 liter. With the V6, I would have no doubt it could pull this trailer, but this is a little bit more iffy for me because I'm an American, and in America, if you're towing anything with a car, you're an idiot. You should have a truck just for that. That's the American way. So how's it do? Well, it's going okay. It's really hard for it to get traction because so much weight goes to those rear wheels, it looked like. But once it started moving and stuff, it was actually able to accelerate pretty decently. All right, how is it for deceleration though? So we're gonna go up to about 40 miles per hour and then just slam on the brakes, see how long it takes. 40 and slamming on the brakes. That's okay. It's not a crazy huge stopping distance, but it's not great either. But I think that is more than suitable for driving a trailer like this around safely, as long as you're not being a crazy idiot and tailgating the person in front of you. All right, let's go ahead and try to do a little bit of a drift right here with the trailer attached. Yes, it can do that. That was actually quite surprising that worked out. I thought for sure that was going to go poorly. I do notice I do fight the trailer more with this than a pickup truck. Like, there are more times where I'll kind of get in a little swerve like this where I have to do something to compensate. And that's a dead end, I think, so we got to go this way real quick. But with a pickup truck, it would be a little bit more sure-footed through here for sure. I wonder, will it accelerate faster if we turn off electronic stability control and just basically spin the tires? Nah, I was wondering maybe the electronic stability control is freaking out because we're towing. It doesn't seem like it was really freaking out. It seemed like it was doing a good job of keeping us accelerating at a reasonable rate without leaving a big fat skid mark wherever we go. Now let's find a nice straightaway to get up to speed and crash this thing with the trailer attached. That looks like a good straightaway. Should be able to get up to probably highway speeds right here, as long as I can keep it on the road and keep it straight. See, right like that, right there. Like, I feel like it wouldn't swerve as much if we had a little bit more weight in the front with a pickup truck. Oh goodness, this is getting really ugly. This is getting really ugly. This thing is only safe to tow a trailer around town. Do not take it on the highway. Well, now it's safe to tow the trailer, actually, because there's no weight on it anymore because everything got torn off. Yeah, I don't know if we might have damaged the trailer in the process sometime. That's what caused it to get so unstable right there. If it's just I never actually took it up to those speeds. I want to do one more test real quickly. So we'll go ahead and look at the wreckage a little bit more before we reset both of them and reattach them. Just a real quick attachment. And we're just going to go straight right here to keep things simple. We're not going to try to do any sort of extra cornering or anything like that. And that thing just kind of got out for me. I don't know why, man. I need a smaller engine. I still can't control this thing. I don't know how I managed to mess that up so badly. Alright, so this time we're putting electronic stability control on. Maybe that was the problem too. Who knows? So we want to get up to about 50 miles per hour at least. And then what if we did some gentle cornering? Like if you're just driving along the highway. Oh goodness, no. This is getting squirrely again. I wasn't doing anything super crazy there. It was just a little bit of maneuvering and it went ahead and took me for a ride. Don't put that big of a trailer on it. You could take a small trailer with like some tires on it, no problem, I'm sure. Just not a trailer that heavy. So we don't need that anymore, so we'll go ahead and just remove it. And then we're going to go ahead and go to the next version we're going to be taking a look at, which is the stanced version. So this one still has the 2.4 liter engine. Garfield Heights is nice, but it has really good paved roads. This is Russian roads, where the roads are Russian, I guess, which means they're poorly upkept and they are really bumpy. That's not the road, by the way. That was just the dirt to get to the road. So you can see, if you actually look at this thing on a flat surface, it is a very rough road to drive on. So I'm wondering if we'll be seeing some bottoming out here and there or not. We're going to try to drive at like a reasonable speed of about 40 miles per hour and stare at the suspension right here. And so far it's doing okay. I haven't seen actually too many issues. But if you want to cause an issue, well, just go into the pothole. Like that's not even a pothole. You can almost fit half a car in that thing. And it actually cleared it somehow. I'm truly shocked about that. We damaged the front bumper a little bit, but it's still going. So apparently this thing is a little bit better than I expected for a road like this. Like I figured it would be scraping all over the place, but I don't see any sparks coming out of it or nothing. We're good. Also, you can really see how much camber this thing has. This thing has quite a bit, and you can see it right there as we're kind of just driving along. And that just means the wheels stick out like Back to the Future. That's camber. Whoa, that got us airborne and really... I guess though, if you're getting airborne like that, it doesn't matter what car you have. You're going to fly a little bit because it's a bump. Alright, here we go, another pothole. This is actually a pothole. And it made it through. Sparks flying though. And our left side lifted in the air a little bit. We made it through. Alright, let's try doing this pothole at a real slow speed. Oh, that's not a pothole. Alright, it's a bump, but we'll try it out. No problem. I want to try one more pothole though and try it at a lower speed, and then we'll be done with the stanced version. Hopefully I can find... Oh, goodness. Now this works. It's like 18 potholes all in one. Ow, oof, ow. It does not like this. Oh, this is not good. This is off-road road. This kills the stanced vehicles. I don't think you can go through that at all with a stanced vehicle. We're going to try it one more time. We're getting super slow. Gonna go like 5 miles per hour crawling over it. Come on. Oh, wait, we can't. Oh my goodness. This is the most frightening thing I've ever done in BeamNG.drive. Because it looks like, oh, that bumper just hit. And there's like a hole right here. Ah, we're stuck. We seesawed. Well, that's what happens when you go slow. You got to go fast. A little bit faster than last time. Here we go. Don't seesaw me. Yeah, you're going to lose a bumper, or at least damage the bumper right there. But it'll make it through if you're willing to destroy it up a little bit. Alright, here's a regular pothole. Oh, that's not a regular pothole. That's a Russian pothole. That thing's huge. Alright, anyways. That's all I wanted to use this map for, but I think we can keep using it because it's a nice road to drive on. So let's go ahead and pull out the next version we're going to be taking a look at once this thing comes to a stop. There we go. It took a second. So next one I'm going to take a look at might be better suited for this. It's the all-wheel drive version, which still has the 2.4 liter engine. With all-wheel drive, I feel like we could go through the 18.5 potholes without much problem. And of course, we also have the extra ride height, which helps a ton as well. But I want to test it out real quickly, so it shouldn't be too long to get there because we were driving nice and careful with the other car. Oh, it went nicely over the other thing, and going through there, it bounced it hard, but I don't think I damaged any body panels. I might have had a little bit of suspension damage, but we didn't damage any body panels, it looks like. Yeah, that front bumper's still attached. Oh, maybe a little bit of hood damage somehow. Maybe that's just the front bumper being damaged. Oh, that's damaging the front bumper. Can we unseesaw, though? That is the power of all-wheel drive and a little bit extra ground clearance. You can unseesaw yourself. So all-wheel drive means you can go off-roading, right? Yeah, I guess technically. It's not an off-road vehicle, if that's what you're thinking. No, this is still a regular production Camry. It's not going to be some amazing off-road vehicle. It just has all-wheel drive for like the people who are scared of driving in the snow without all-wheel drive, because there are people out there like that who they'll say, oh no, it snows here once every 3 years. And I need a car with all-wheel drive because of that, because I don't want to put snow tires on my car. And that's why people buy those. Okay, not necessarily true, but there are people out there like that. And if you're like that, seriously, don't get the all-wheel drive. You'll be fine. Just put snow tires on your car for the once every 2 years it snows. Trust me. Anyways, it's still driving. We're going to wreck it. I see the perfect spot. We're going to half climb this mountain and roll it, hopefully. Roll it. No, it didn't roll. It climbed it, actually. Okay, it apparently is good at off-roading. I didn't expect it to actually climb up and come down like that. Alright, we're going to climb this mountain too. Straight up at it, which is probably going to crash into it more so than climb it. No, it actually climbed it. Well, not all the way up, but it went up a little bit. Aw, stinking tree in the way. Oh, we're stuck inside the tree. Okay, we'll take this thing off the tree and then we'll go to a new variant. The next one has more power. This is the V6. See, this one's so fast. The performance class increases. The 2.4 and the 2.5, those are performance class 5. This one, performance class 6. Also, this one apparently has a 0 to 60 time of 6.4 seconds. That's about 2 seconds faster than the other one. So this should be a pretty good speed upgrade. The only problem is it will like to spin the wheels if you turn traction control off. It has a lot of power going to those front wheels, surprisingly, for a Camry. And well, right now we got the electronic stability control keeping it nice and clean as we drive along, but I think we're gonna go ahead and change that up a little bit. So let me just slow it down, put electronic stability control to off, and now you can see me roast these tires. This thing will just absolutely destroy tires without traction control. Like, we're still roasting tires and we're going like 40 miles per hour. There you go, look, roasted them as the corner. We're gonna need a new pair of tires about every 20 miles driving like this, because we're leaving a solid skid mark everywhere we go, mostly on purpose. Oh, we're taking a shortcut. I was too busy trying to leave a good skid mark, and I accidentally ruined it a little bit. How you doing, car? You fine? Yeah, you still got all your horsepowers, right? Maybe you lost one or two. Don't know where they went. You're fine. Still can leave fat skid marks wherever it goes. Yeah, this thing is definitely way too powerful to have electronic stability control off and floor it all the time. You have to actually have throttle control. But I'm having too much fun leaving skid marks. We ain't gonna use throttle control. We just keep flooring it and leaving these beautiful, sometimes one-wheel skid marks. It's actually kind of fun to drive this, surprisingly. Like, I never thought I would say a Camry is fun to drive, but when it lights up its tires at every single corner, it actually is kind of fun to drive. And also, I think the fact that it's damaged and making it way slipperier is also making it even more fun to drive. Uh-oh, way too slippery, way too slippery. We're good, we're good. Oh, we burst the tire though. Oh, that tire is not just burst, it's ruined. It's flopping all over the place. Come on, V6, go! Ah, it's done. All right, you're done. Let's go ahead and get a different Camry. This one is an upgraded V6 called the SE, or Sport Edition or Special Edition. I never know Camrys. But it has upgraded brakes, upgraded exhaust. It has a different gearing, so it's a little bit more sporty. That's why I assumed it was the Sport Edition. At least it feels like it's more sporty gearing. And then it has sportier looking wheels on it, which at least you look at. Look at those. Yeah, you can tell it's fast now. And then it has limited slip differentials, which actually helps to put down the power a little bit more when you have the electronic stability control off. Oh, kind of interesting, actually. When you spawn this one up, you might have noticed it starts with the electronic stability control in sport mode. I don't think I've seen any other mod or even stock vehicle that has multiple options in stability control and doesn't just start it at on. So that was pretty neat. Oh, speed bump! Where is the stanced version? Where is the stanced version? This is its true enemy. I wasn't sure. I couldn't find a map with the speed bump, but I thought this one had some somewhere. All right, here we go. Let's do this. I guess we gotta go at it at an angle because I know it's gonna bottom out. Slow-mo on, half speed, go. No. Oh, no. Oh, no. There's no getting around that. You're going to scrape hard. All right, speed it up a little bit. We're stuck. We seesawed. I tried to go too slow at it. All right, we got to go a little bit faster than that. Try the other bump. It looks a little bit less menacing, doesn't it? Okay, here we go. Come on. 15 miles per hour. Oof. Oh, we still almost seesawed. Oh, man. And the rear end lifted up like a good foot off the ground, didn't it? Yeah, man. Stance cars and speed bumps are not a good combination at all. Let's see. If we go faster, is it less violent, does it look like? Nope. We just go flying. We just go for a little bit of a flight. And there goes our front bumper. All right, stance version. Bye. I didn't even watch the crash. I'm just like, bye. Let's take a look at the crash. That looks all right. A little bit of... hard to tell what's going on there because of the bushes, but otherwise the rest of it looked okay. How are you doing, Special Edition, with your limited slip differential? You doing good? It's doing good. Still leaving fat skid marks wherever it goes, just like the V6. That's what's important. Doesn't matter what kind of differential you put in this thing, it's going to leave some skid marks. Unless you get one of those electronic differentials that actually lowers the power per wheel and makes it not skid mark, but where's the fun of that? Limited slip differential is perfectly fine, thank you. Oh, the road ends here. Guess we're gonna have to do a little bit of off-roading. I think this should be fine. This is the kind of off-roading where it's like, maybe I need to buy a crossover. No, we're fine. We got a car with more than a couple inches of ground clearance, we're fine. And we actually were fine. It wasn't just us saying we're fine as we destroy the vehicle. It was genuinely fine. Ooh, mega speed bump. Alright, this is just bouncing this thing all over the place, but I'm somehow remaining in control. Gotta slow down though, because we gotta... Oh, don't hit that house! Oh, that's fine. We just tapped it. Like, if that was drifting, everybody would have been applauding at how beautifully we tapped that corner. Because that really was a perfect tap as far as I'm concerned. The only problem was I didn't want to tap it. Oh, we're going to tap it again. That was a lot more than a tap. That was a lot more than a tap. Still driving good though. All right, I'm gonna try to tap it on purpose now. Into the middle. I messed that up. I kind of got airborne and I lost control. All right, this thing is officially stuck, so we'll just bring it back to where we were previously. And then how about we spawn up another one to have some fun with this one. We're gonna get the police version to go with this one. And the police is kind of a modified SE version. Suspension's a little bit different. Then it has the light bar on top. And then it also has police wheels, which means they just look like Steelies, but they're wheels that are only on the police version as far as I know, so they're police wheels. And then it also has sirens, so when you turn the lights on, you can hear the sirens going. Now, let's go ahead and have some fun with this. I'm gonna say, AI, you're the police, and I'm gonna try to get away, but actually, give me the stance version to try to run away with. So every time there's a speed bump, I gotta slow way down or take the damage. Be a good little back and forth, hopefully, if I do that. And then AI, go ahead and try to get me. They're gonna take off faster than me, though. That's the one thing I gotta worry about. All right, we're good, we're good. Ow, why did I go directly at the pothole in the most violent way possible? I'm supposed to be avoiding the police. Whoa! Oh my goodness. How in the world did that happen? They literally flew over me and wrecked. And then I got stuck too. I'm stuck on the bridge. We both lose. Oh, that was terrible but awesome at the same time. I wonder if I could actually have that happen again on purpose. Because that would be really cool. I want to see that from like another camera angle, hopefully. I don't know if it'll actually work though. Oh, no, it's all messed up because like I'm not in the same spot where I hit AI on before, so it's never going to be exactly the same. But maybe something interesting will happen. We'll see. Go one more attempt at this bridge. Getting a little bit airborne probably. Oh no, they hit me. Oh, they just wrecked me. Oh, they may have wrecked me, but they wrecked themselves way worse. They ended up in the river. That was terrible for them. So reset that. We don't need this car anymore, so I'll go ahead and remove that one before I reset theirs. So what I gotta do is drive a little bit, freeze physics, reset them, and then keep driving. And hopefully that'll put them just a little bit more behind me, which make it where they can pop right over me and roll over just like last time. I don't hear their engines, so I'm gonna slow down a little bit. Perfect, they're getting over me. And they are going to roll. That is beautiful. And they're gone. That's how you lose the cops right there. You trick them into rolling their own cop car. And they fly into the bushes, they're done. You've successfully evaded the cops once again because you are the stanced mastermind who figured out that if you just lower your car so low that all the cops trip on you, you'll be fine. Anyways, the next one we got is a race version, so I want to go to a racetrack. I'm just going to head over to Hirochi Raceway. There is one more version I forgot about, and that is the undercover one, which is just the police without a light bar, so I'm not going to bother spawning that up. We're going to go with the race or track. I'm not sure what to call it because it says race in the picture, track in the text. Either way, that's the one we're going to go with. And this one's kind of based on the SE version, so it has the V6 engine, but it has all-wheel drive, a racing suspension setup, a racing steering wheel, because that's obviously not a stock steering wheel right there, and no electronic stability controls, because it's a race car, you gotta save weight where you can, and nitrous. So here's the interesting thing though. If we were to just sit here and floor it right now, aside from the suspension and the wheel, all of the parts that are actually moving the car are production parts. So you could technically have a Camry that is this fast in a straight line if you had the right parts combined, which is surprisingly fast. Like, that's the thing about the V6 Camrys, especially the even newer ones than this, is they are surprisingly fast. Faster than they have any right to be, which is kind of fun about them. And I hope they always keep the V6, and I hope they don't eventually say, oh, you know what? Nobody needs the V6 power, so we're just going to do the inline fours only. Nah, keep that V6 until it makes like 400 horsepower, because that'd be hilarious. Anyways, with the all-wheel drive and the racing suspension setup, it's actually a pretty good drive. Much more fun than any real Camry probably ever is. Except, of course, you know, really heavily modified ones, like this one basically is. And we'll complete one lap of this place before we move on to somewhere else. And I think it's about time we enable some nitrous. So once I get around this corner, I can go ahead and turn it on. And we are good to go with the nitrous power. It's even faster in a straight line. And now the engine output is no longer stock. This is nitrous powered engine. And this thing moves. I mean, we're going 85, almost 90 miles per hour. A little too fast, 'cause I was staring at the speedometer. We're good, we're good, we're good. We just got to finish. Oh, come on. Remain in control. That's a drift. It's all-wheel drive drift, but it's a drift nonetheless. And there is the finish line. We'll have a nice little slide at the end where hopefully we get a cool impact here right in the middle. Oh, that is perfectly centered, isn't it? Hitting it right in the middle. It's wrapping it a little bit. Nice. Get this camera angle over here so you can see the actual damage to it. Hey, it spun away. I was trying to look at it. There you go. There's a look at that. Really bash that in. That's why if you have a race car, you have a roll cage. That one didn't have a roll cage. It's not a real race car because it doesn't have a roll cage. It's just a street-tuned car as far as I'm concerned. Anyways, let's go ahead and go to Leap of Death, which I just accidentally overscrolled. And first here, I have no reason not to choose the race version because it has the all-wheel drive. It has the bigger engine and it still has all the stock parts. So I think it makes a lot of sense to use that one. Nitrous goes on and then we are off. How fast are we going to go before the bottom? A little bit over 70 miles per hour, maybe? Up about 68, almost 70 miles per hour. And then it'll tumble all the way to the bottom. We'll do this one in slow-mo on the first impact, and we'll see what we need to do after that. How is it going to hit? It's going to look like it's going to be a pretty bad hit right here. There we go. The back goes first, and then goes the front. It became much shorter. You thought the stanced version was short. Well, this is even shorter. It's actually going to get a little bit of a glide going, though, it looks like. So it's going to be able to get through that without too much damage. Like, for Leap of Death standards, that's not too bad at all in terms of how hard the impact hit it. And it might get all the way to the water, actually. Let's see. It's going to be close. Oh, it's just barely not going to make it. And it's not going to glide this time, I don't think. I think that was a one-time deal. Yep, that one's not a glide. That's a smash. And now we just have a little bit of a mess of polygons in the rear. Front doesn't look too bad, though, actually. You can still tell it was a car at one time. Oh, there goes the engine. I think the engine just fell out, basically. Oh, one thing I didn't mention about the engine that's kind of neat. I think it's still the case for this one. If you look at the engine closely, yeah. It actually says evasion on it, so it's using the stock engine in there. But you never really notice it because, well, who looks that closely at the engine? And the funny part is, it's like, the top right here, it's got all the Toyota plastic on it, right? It's like, wait a minute, are you really a Toyota engine? And it's like, no, I'm actually an evasion engine. Toyota's having hard times, man. They're rebranding their engines from evasion. Anyways, one more run. This time, no slow-mo, full speed all the way. Not even going to let up on the accelerator. We're just going to keep accelerating the whole way, too. Looks like it's going to be pretty similar to the last one. Oh, wait, maybe we're going to fly a little bit farther. No, it's about the same. I thought maybe holding down the accelerator might make it go a tiny bit more. That's nearly identical to the last one, where we just kind of skid on the first one, but it popped us a little bit to the left. That's the difference here. So we got a hard impact there. And I'm still holding the accelerator. It's obviously not doing anything. This thing is broken beyond repair. It's broken a little bit more now. Heck, why not one more time for good measure? And into the water with you. Alright, and now for the final test, let's go ahead and finish this up at Brutal Slope. And once again, I have no reason not to use the race version, so guess what? We're going to use the race version. Well, actually, you know what? Let's use the track version instead. Ha, gotcha. It's still the same thing. There's no difference. They're synonyms, man. At least in this situation, they're synonyms. Alright, careful on the hill and flooring it. Oh, nitrous. Nitrous, where's my mouse? Where's my mouse? Nitrous on! I don't know if it really helps much now because it's already going by the power of downhill more than the power of the engine. Who would have guessed this thing was geared to go 200 miles per hour though before it tops out? That's impressive. Oh, not so impressive though is the stability right here. It's a little bit squirrely, but it's okay. I remained in control to hit the wall at 100 times slow-mo. Splat goes the car. And there goes the video. That'll do it for this time. Till next time, this has been WhyBeAre, and I'm dragging this out way too long. I'll see you next time.